a few bits, thought I'd do a vlog. Don't mind, do you? I'll start by doing what I did last week. Last week I went on to the car boot sale, like I normally do. And I picked up a few bits and bobs. I picked up these things here, but I don't know if I picked them up this week, last week, or the week before. I can't remember. I don't think I've actually mentioned them before. So if I have, I'll have a little look, and I won't include this bit. But if I have, anyway, in the United Kingdom, you have Kinder Surprise, and they have these some little toys in there. Unfortunately, in America, you're not allowed to have Kinder Surprise because they're very, very dangerous. And people could die by having Kinder Surprises in the United States of America. But in the United Kingdom, we are responsible enough that Kinder Surprises don't kill lots and lots of people. We have stringent Kinder Surprise laws in the United Kingdom to make sure that all Kinder Surprises are actually registered and that you don't have too many Kinder Surprises available. So, in the Kinder Surprise job lot I ended up picking up, I got Loki with a little spinny head thing, Cap, Hawkeye, Vulcan, Hulk, Samuel L. Jackson, and Iron Man. But they also had some like dangler things, so you can put them on your bags and wherever you want to hang them. I ended up picking up loads of them, so I ended up finding Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Shredder and Splinter. Also, there were some Marvel danglers, and I also got Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, Loki, Wolverine, the Lizard, Green Goblin, and Spidey. Lastly, there were some DC ones, so I picked all them up at the same time because they were only a couple of p each. The Flash, Robin, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Supes, Joker, and of course Batman. So there's a guy selling a load of action figures. So I rooted through this box and he was selling the action figures off very, very cheaply. And I picked up off of him Amidala from, I think it must be Attack of the Clones or Phantom Menace. I can't remember which outfit she wore. I think it might be Phantom Menace actually. Action Force SAS figure, original old school one. Really like these things. I remember having this one when I was a kid. I think he came with a parachute or something like that that you like dropped in with, came down. And a Return of the Jedi Leia. She was really, really cheap, so I'm happy to pick them up. There was a guy, he was selling some Transformers out of a box, and I had a bit of a chat with him, and he was a really nice chap. And I picked up a few absolute steals off of him for, I think they're only like £1 each. And I managed to get Transmetal Rhinox, which is in much better condition than the one that I've already got. The one I've already got has got flaps missing off the side. This one has his flaps intact. Hashtag flaps intact. And he also has his horn, and it's all about the horn. It's very, very rare you find this horn. I've seen this guy knocking about loads of times. Most of the time, the flaps are gone off the side, and just about every single time I've seen them, the horn is always missing. But the horn is there on this one, and his chrome's not in bad nick either. So he's great. He replaces the one that I had in the collection, and the one that we're in the collection can sit on my desk at work. I'm really chuffed with this thing. Fantastic. Also off the same guy, I picked up this chap. Now, I had one of these before, and it was, everybody told me it was RID x-brawn. And I thought, right, that's fair enough. Anyway, I saw he had this one, and I thought, well, I like that because it's a really cool figure. I like the way it transforms, because these RID, the original RID ones, have got a fantastic like gimmick of how they transform. And he was complete because he had his blade weapon at the front here, and that weapon there, and that weapon there. So I thought, for £1, is worth picking up and taking home. So I got it home, had a little look at it, and this isn't actually x-brawn. This is Free Rider, I think somebody's told me it was. This is actually the Takara version, which has got lights on the back and lights and different lights on the front. If you look at that. Now the x-brawn one has got like little round ones at the front and no lights at the back. So somehow, I don't know how, but on a car boot sale in my little town, a Takara version of an RID figure ended up on the car boot sale. How does that happen? probably as weird as the next thing that I picked up. So I went round the corner and there was a guy, a really nice chap there that I ended up talking to for quite a while, and he had a massive job lot of figures on his store. Uh, and I asked him very nicely if I could take some photos of all these figures and things, and this is what I saw. So I delved into this bag of toys that he had, and I said, because he recognised me from coming on before, and he said, "You after some Transformers, aren't you?" And I says, "Yeah." He says, "I've got a bag of Pretenders if you want to have a look." I was like, "Yeah, go on then. Some G1 Pretenders. I don't mind having a little look at them, because I've never found a G1 Pretender complete or in really good condition, enough that I'd actually want to spend a bit of money on." Anyway, rooting through the bag, I found G1 Skullgrin. Not quite complete because his weapon's missing, but the robot's inside. I won't get him out because he's got this belt's a fiddly thing, and he's got his sword, and it's in fantastic condition. So I thought I might spend a little bit of money on this. I spent a little bit more money than I normally spend, but then again, I don't hardly spend anything on the car boot sales. So I had a chat with him, and I managed to get him down to a pretty good price. Still a hell of a lot less than I've ever seen this guy even on eBay or anybody selling one for. And I just wanted to have a Pretender that's in good nick, that just looks nice on the G1 shelf that I have. So yeah, he's an absolute triumph, and the moulding on the face and the eyes and everything is just so good. Really like iconic thing. A little bit discoloured slightly on the back, but I'm happy with it, and it will look fantastic on my shelf. So we had this massive box, this guy, the same guy who I bought the Skullgrin off, and at the front I was just rooting through it, and I saw something, and I just ignored it instantly when I saw it, which was this. So from the side I looked at it and I didn't think anything of it, and then all of a sudden I just went like that, and then thought, hold on, what's that? And it had Autobot symbols on it, and then I started to look at this thing properly, and looking underneath it, and it says Hasbro 1990 Takara. What the hell's this? I thought. I have no idea what this thing was. And I said, how much is that? And he says, I don't know, mate. You can have it for a couple of quid if you want. So I thought, I wouldn't mind having that for a couple of quid. Then he said to me, there's another one as well if you want it. And he produced this one as well at the same time, which has got the Autobot symbols clearly on the back. So now I'm looking at this thing and thinking, hold on, these things are obviously one unit. This is one thing that goes together. So I kind of put it together and cobbled it back and thought, whoops. And it turns into like a big G1 style truck thing. So I'm thinking, this thing's great. I says, well, how much for the pair, if I buy the pair off you? And he said, £4. I said, I'll give you 3. So he said, go on then, seeing as I already bought some stuff off him. So I ended up getting this for £3, which I thought was a pretty damn good deal. Now it turns out this is actually a Micromaster base. And then when I got home, I realised that when I opened up the back of it, because it was definitely something inside it, when I opened up the back, inside was a little Micromaster. Now I've got one half of the Micromaster, but not the other half of the Micromaster. And the other half of the Micromaster makes like a tiny version of this thing here, this kind of truck combination. But this thing actually transforms into two big jet plane things. This one. And this one. And these things are in tip-top, really good condition. Even the stickers are still in fantastic nick. The only thing that's missing off of them is the missiles and the guns that come with them. Apart from that, it's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I got these home, and my little lad, he plays with these all the time. He absolutely he loves the Micromasters. So I have no problems letting him play with these little G1 toys, and they actually go together in shuttle kind of hybridy kind of thing. And this little guy to come with it, I thought that was pretty good. So that cost me £3 altogether, which I'm really chuffed with, because I didn't even know this thing existed. And now I'm looking at all these plasticky toys that I've seen on the car boot sales, and I think I've come across these in the past and not even considered that these were Transformers. And now all of a sudden my brain's thinking, what have I let go in the past? And I may have let these things just pass me by entirely. But now I know what they are, and now I've seen them, I know what to keep an eye out for. I know if I see some more of these, I'm definitely going to pick them up. So that brings me to this weekend, and this morning I got up and it was really warm, and I thought, well, it's a really hot day for an October Sunday, and it was the sun was shining. I thought I might as well get out there and have a look at the car boot sale, see how good it was, and it was a big car boot sale. Sometimes when it's a big car boot sale, it doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be a good one, but today was pretty damn good. I managed to get off a guy for the grand total of £1. Beast Wars Ironhide. He was missing a tusk, but I quite like this thing. And apparently this combines into some kind of larger, big gestalt kind of Beast Wars character, which I'm going to keep an eye out for. I think this is quite a cute little thing, and I like the aesthetics of it. And I know that the tusk is missing and everything, but I'll find that tusk. I always find stuff when I'm looking for it. There was a lady and she was flogging some bits at 20p each, so I managed to pick up off of a little Minecraft figure. Forgotten what these things are called. My lad told me earlier on. Also off there was like a little Minecraft flower thing, and a Minecraft bow, and a Minecraft sword. That was like 20p for the whole lot. So I went to see there's a guy that I see on the car boot sale quite regular who runs like an animal charity stall. I always have a chat with him, and 9 times out of 10 I'll buy something off of him, because he's a really nice guy, and he keeps things to one side for me if I sees things, and then just says, yeah, you can have that for such and such, and he always gives me a really good deal, because I always buy stuff off him. I always get a good deal off of him. And I managed to pick up another Micromaster for 50p, which transforms into like a jet, which is a really nice little transformation. So yeah, G1 Micromaster 50p, can't really complain. And that brings me on to my really decent find of the day. And I went round the car boot sale quite a few times, and I didn't find very much this morning, to be honest, apart from the bits that you've already seen. And I was kind of a little bit, well, that's just how car booting is, really. You know, some days you get it good, some days you get it bad. And then I saw a lady on a stall, and she was there with a dad, and they had this big Doctor Who set, and it wasn't the older Doctor Who figures that I collect, it's the newer ones with the smaller figures. Now, I don't collect those figures. I like to have the bigger ones, because the bigger ones are the ones that I've got hundreds of them, and I'm getting down to finding the last few to finish off the whole set. So I walked up and I said, how much is that? Because I just thought, if it's cheap, I might buy it and put it away and then start collecting the smaller figures. And he says it's a tenner. And I thought, for a tenner, it's a bit too much, to be honest, this TARDIS set thing. It was fully boxed, and it probably had all the bits. And I said, do it have any figures? I said, does it have any figures in it? And he said, no, figures aren't in that one. He says, figures are in this box back here. So I thought, oh, right. So he produced this other box, and this other box had had the large TARDIS setting, which I already have, the one with the console that moves up and down, and all the rest of it. And I thought, hold on, has he got some of the other style figures? And he says, oh no, that's the figures for all that set are here at this box. And he brought out this massive box of Doctor Who figures, and I'm thinking, jackpot, here we go, this is it. I said to him, I'm going to buy some of these off you straight away, trying to get a bit of rapport going. And he ended up selling me these at £1 a piece, and I'm really chuffed with them. One of them is something that I already have, but I've got it for somebody else who's been pestering me to get it him, so I managed to get it for him. Your face of bow's on its way, dude, don't worry about it. But also in the box, I managed to pick up Gwen. who was in Torchwood and Doctor Who. She was a companion for one episode, I think she was. But she's canon, so she's technically Doctor Who, and she'll look nice in the collection. Lady Shiva, was it, or Lady Siva? I can't remember I can't remember what her exact name was. She was from the episode where they tunneled down and found these guys living near the centre of the earth or something like that. I've seen her a few times. I've never managed to pick her up for a decent price. She was £1, so I was happy with that. There was this guy who's got the breathing apparatus thing, which is like see-through at the front. I can't remember his name. He's like a fish kind of guy with like a flight suit thing on. I know you lot know what these are more than I do, so leave the message below. Managed to pick up one of the monsters from the library episode where River Song's introduced. The one where you get killed and then it's just a skeleton walking around in a suit. And goes, who turned out the lights? That one. Really, really cool figure and fantastic head sculpt in there. I don't know if you can actually see it. Really, really horrible, horrible head sculpt surrounded by a helmet. Never seen this guy before. Didn't even know it existed as a figure, which is Prisoner Zero or something like that from the first episode of when Matt Smith got introduced. Really unusual figure with loads and loads of articulation on it. Articulated there. Really cool and really good sculpt on this thing. It's like made of see-through plastic with like you can see its internal organs in there and things like that. Pretty grim really, but really cool thing. I quite like that. Also found a Cyberman that I've never seen before, which has got like a Roman sword buried in its chest, and it's all battered and burnt and scarred, and I've got quite a few zombie looking Doctor Who figures now. I quite like all these ones when they've all been smashed up. But the best Doctor Who figure I picked up this weekend is this. It's just an old granny. An old granny with a cardigan on with slippers. Isn't that cute? But that's not what happens to her. The best thing about her is this. She turns into a faceless granny, which is horrible. And she also comes with a little TV set with Maureen Lipman on, which I think is quite cool. And it's got like a moving picture thing going on, which is pretty gross. But I think it's really cool and really, really freaky. I like that faceless granny. What could be more terrifying than a faceless granny? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this pickup vid. It was quite brief and to the point, and vlog. Do we call it a vlog? I hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, press like. If you didn't like it, press don't like. Press dislike. Not really bothers me to be honest. I do like comments below, and I always like to answer as many as I can. If I just about answer every single one, I always keep an eye on the notifications. And subscribe if you want, and we'll push on and try and get some more of these kind of vlogging videos done. Be nice to each other. Have fun. And remember that if you have a bad weekend car booting, keep at it. You will find stuff. I've had weekends more than I can remember that I found absolutely nothing. But then again, you find them car boot weekends where you find loads and loads of stuff. And that's what you've got to keep going for. There's nothing better to get up on a Sunday morning. Why would you want to be laid in bed watching crappy TV? Get out there and have some fun. Mix it up. See you all later.